Hello all of you dears, how are you? Welcome in our most favorite and popular YouTube channel Physics Make It Simple by Dr. Rajendra from Padmasri Vikhe Patil Junior College, Pravaranagar. As long as 11 science is concerned, we are discussing the chapter Electromagnetic Waves and Communication System. Out of this chapter, we will have to discuss today the article 13.4 propagation of electromagnetic wave and Earth's atmospheric layers. We will have to discuss different atmospheric layers above the Earth's surface. So, I have already written the different layers, atmospheric layers on the board. How we can remember it? For that purpose, I have prepared a very simple sentence to you as a teaching learning model. That sentence, at first listen carefully. Target surely make the extraordinary. Target surely make the extraordinary. So T stands for troposphere. Surely S stands for stratosphere. Make M stands for Mesosphere. T stands for Thermosphere and EX for Exosphere. In this way, we can able to write different layers gradually from bottom to top by reminding the sentence, target surely make the extraordinary. Okay. Then I have written here, the is cold. D-I is cold. What this sentence stands for? Didi is cold. This is the another teaching module. That sentence suggests the condition of the temperatures in different atmospheric layers. Okay. So from this we can able to write some important description for each layer. So number 1, troposphere. This is the lowermost layer that I have written here. Troposphere is the lowermost layer from the Earth's surface, which is at 20 km from Earth's surface, and most of the air is very well mixed in this layer, and D stands for temperature decreases. Temperature decreases with altitude. What is meant by altitude? Altitude is nothing but the height. As long as height goes on increasing, temperature goes on decreasing. This D stands for temperature decreases from bottom to top. This is the situation of troposphere. Listen carefully again. Troposphere is the lowermost layer which is near to the Earth's surface. Air is very well mixed in the troposphere, and as long as the condition of the temperature is concerned, D is written here. This D indicates temperature decreases with height, temperature decreases with altitude, and this region is at 20 km from the Earth's surface. This is all about troposphere that I have already written here. The number 2, the second layer is stratosphere. Stratosphere. This is the second layer. This layer is 50 km from the Earth's surface. Our region of this layer is in between 20 km to 50 km. See here, 20 km to 50 km. This is called as stratosphere. Here I indicates the condition of the temperature. I, temperature increases from bottom to top. Temperature increases with altitude. Temperature increases with height. Altitude means height. Here another important layer is present just above the stratosphere, we call it as ozone layer. This ozone layer plays very much important role in our everyday life, dear student. Listen carefully. As long as the sunlight is transmitting from sun to earth, sunlight contains ultraviolet rays. Most of that ultraviolet rays are absorbed by the ozone layer, which is very harmful to all living organisms on the earth's surface, and to protect the life of plants and animals from the dangerous effect by the ultraviolet rays, that most of the ultraviolet rays are absorbed by the ozone layer. So, ozone layer plays a vital role in our everyday life. But because of the wide industrialization, the intensity of the ozone layer goes on decreasing. So, we have to think about this case, and we have to protect the ozone layer itself. This is the another important condition that we will take into mind. Then third layer, we call it as Mesosphere. This layer is at a distance 65 km from the earth's surface. So, this Mesosphere is a region which is in between 50 km to 65 km, and D is coming here. What D stands for? Temperature decreases from bottom to top. Temperature decreases with altitude and it becomes up to minus 90 degrees Celsius in the Mesosphere. That I have already written on the board. Then next one, we want to discuss what is meant by thermosphere. Thermosphere is another atmospheric layer. Thermosphere is another atmospheric layer which is at a distance 690 km, 690 km from the earth's surface. So, in between 65 km to 690 km, this thermosphere exists in nature. This thermosphere, on the thermosphere, here I stands for temperature increases with altitude up to 1500 degrees Celsius. Temperature goes on increasing. I starts from, I suggest temperature increases up to 1500 degrees Celsius, and most of the charged particles are present in ionosphere, which is just above the thermosphere. Ionosphere is a layer present in thermosphere, dear student, which plays very important role in the propagation of electromagnetic wave in the communication system. And the last layer, another one thing is remaining to explain, dear student. So, air becomes thinner and thinner. Air becomes very thin in thermosphere. Air becomes very thin. It approaches towards the vacuum. Pressure of the air goes on decreasing. And then the last layer is exosphere. Last layer is exosphere, which is at a distance 10,000 km, around 10,000 km from the earth's surface. That layer, that exosphere, is in between 690 km to 10,000 km. That layer is called as exosphere. Temperature of the exosphere is greater than 1500 degrees Celsius, but most of the, what happens here, most of the atoms and molecules escapes out. Atoms and molecules decreases in the exosphere, and because of having escaping most of the atoms and molecules, heat is not transmitted. Though the temperature of the exosphere is larger than 1500 degrees Celsius, but we feel that layer is to be cold, that I have written here. That is because heat is not able to transmit because of the absence of the molecules. We feel what? We feel quite cold in this region. We feel quite cold in this region. Though the temperature is higher, but because of the absence of molecules in that region, we feel quite cold in this region. So this is all about the different atmospheric layers that we have learned today by recalling the sentence that I have prepared that sentence by own, that is, target surely make the extraordinary. Target surely make the extraordinary. T for troposphere, S for stratosphere, ozone layer is also present in the stratosphere, M for mesosphere, T for thermosphere, ionosphere is also present in the thermosphere, and EX for exosphere. And another important sentence that I have already written here, Didi is cold, Didi is cold. D decreases with altitude, temperature decreases with altitude, temperature increases with altitude, temperature decreases with altitude, temperature increases with altitude, temperature is greater than 1500 degrees Celsius, but because of the absence of molecules, heat is not transmitted through the layer, and so that we feel quite cold in exosphere. So take a screenshot. Whatever difficulties you arise, make me a comment in the comment box, and my humble request to all of you, remain attached to my channel to enhance my energy. Subscribe my channel. We will stop here and meet again by taking a next article. Okay, goodbye.